scary. When you think about everything that it's capable of in engages, how, you know, the fight could start off with a flank from Camille, or Arthur comes in on the Pantheon, and they have, you know, big burst damage follow up. I mean, Gragas knocks somebody away. There's so much isolation. Senna is going to do a ton of damage as well. She starts to scale up. You can have big equalizers. I feel like for the side of Fredit Brion, I mean, I like the Ornn pick heading for late game. I like it for some of the engages that they're going to have to try to look for, but it feels like the composition that we're seeing here for Hanwha Life Esports is just so easy to execute. There's just so many different ways you can approach a team fight. They have so many options looking for every single objective.
The interesting thing is I feel like the Senna buffs actually helped support Senna a bit more, so we'll see whether this is about Vista getting empowered in this lane as well. Certainly a chance that Deft could just be farming things out, because of course we have seen a lot more of the carry Senna in competitive play, but not on this patch, right? Especially not here in the LCK, so very much looking forward to how it goes as we hop onto the Rift for game number 1.
And he has been empowered pretty well in the late game when Bro survived long enough to get there. Fredit Brion, that is. This is a very aggressive rotation from Arthur.
Yeah, and actually Umti's going to have to get out of here as Vista in great position to support him. This ward will be timing out, and I think that was seen. So Undertow comes down. Vista now will need to get into position. Good shield comes up from Arthur, though, as Umti's going to miss that last one. Will be a smite fight, won by Arthur there, and he gets all of that health back at the same time. Is now Lava in a bit of trouble, but does get a decent stun onto Chovy. So powerful in a game like this with Hanwha Life's composition, because they want to get early advantages, and they absolutely have them right now, as Chovy has to heal, actually, to get out of the way of the potential stun. Umti comes in and gets himself a bit of a thumbs up as Chovy continues to go back.
You're kind of just always on the back foot here, because if you ever make one move forward, you could just get ulted by Arthur. Meanwhile...
Yep, it's good stun onto Chovy there in the mid lane. He's going to flash very early, actually, not wanting to waste any time. Do have the man drop coming forward, as now Lava not going to be the target. They want to get the Ragnarok out, and they do so. Equalizer comes down, but the positioning not great there out of Chovy. As Morgan's going to come in and see what he can do. Hookshot is going to be lined up. Flash out from Umti. The Rift Herald as far as getting that early power. You can see already about 300 gold in the lead. And Hanwha Life actually continuing to go aggressive. Lava in trouble, has to flash. As Vista looking for it. Oh, not quite able to get there, as the Harpoon also misses. And there's the equalizer to get one tick. And that will pick up the kill.
Very, very versatile in that regard.
Well, yeah, could be in trouble. Doesn't have flash, remember, as he's trying to get out of the way of this Olaf. Looking now to turn it around, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to. As in goes the man drop. It is going to now be a lot of damage onto Umti, but Arthur has to flash to get himself out of the way. It's a big knock-up to come through, as already Fredit Brion having a good time, but it is going to be the Ornn taken down, and that's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. And now Arthur looking for where Lava is, as Delight trying to stay in position. All right, Lava in trouble, going to get stunned up. There's the Dawning Shadow and a very dead Syndra. As it feels like Chovy feasting on Syndras seems to be his thing at this point in time.
At the same time as Fredit Brion having trouble deciding, actually, if they're going to contest this or not. You can see Delight is like desperately trying to clear this ward, but he's so scared that he's going to get rooted. He actually leaves it up and walks away. Really late, yes, step scale as well as Silverline is fading away here.
Yeah, Lava's health bar is doing the same thing, as Chovy does still have his ultimate. He just decided that he didn't want to trade it for a flash at that instance. As now Vista's moving
like,
in.
Yo.
Oh, gets the flash himself. And now Lava, when he comes back to lane, he's just dead. Yep. Because Chovy knows that he can just put down, okay, Deft out of position. This should be the kill, as he's trying to do as much damage as he can. Dawning Shadow, not going to do anything. And
you know, it's not even, but can they keep it where it is right now? Can they stabilize here to get there is the question, because Hanwha Life Esports definitely are not going to let them go down easy this way.
Well, there's the equalizer from Chovy. Umti gonna have to flash to get himself out of the way, as Arthur in a great position with that man drop. That's going to secure the kill onto the Syndra already, and he's in thick amongst the fight. Chovy now chasing after them. Can he land the harpoons is going to be the question. Close to overheating, but not going to be able to get underneath that turret. Is now Deft chasing after Henna. One more auto will do it. All cancelled, unfortunately, but gets it in the end. No harm, no foul, as that's just a clear win for Hanwha Life. As Chovy comes in the nick of time, takes down that siege minion quite nicely. And let's have a look at this fight one more time.
Yeah, you can see the equalizer comes out first. Insane damage for Chovy. Arthur ults in from the other side, cutting off retreat. And this is, I don't even want to say this is an overextension for Fredit Brion. It's just a really aggressive play for Hanwha Life Esports that's allowed and empowered by the Pantheon pick. You know, oftentimes an LCK Pantheon has been as Henna dying again. Auto gets canceled. He turns around for some reason, and probably going to regret that one. But yeah, the Pantheon pick
pretty decent, as they are going to get the charge out from Shirley. And they might even be able to take down this turret as the Drake does go down. That's a great Ornhorn, but no, interrupted. Oh, fantastic work from Vista as in goes Morgan now. Dawning Shadow comes down as well as Henna. Going to be in trouble, but does deal with the Camille pretty quickly. But these heals coming out from Senna are ludicrous. Delight going to go down as well as now Chovy looking to lock down Lava. The ulti now on cooldown for the Syndra and has to run away. Halma-Life Esports once again asserting their dominance.
Means that you know this comp has been practiced a lot by the squad.
Well, you've now got Umti trying to take down Vista. He's going to flash his depth, trying to get that damage done. Ulti's available, and Umti takes a lot of damage, but that potion ticking, I think, had a lot of reason as to why he survived. The man drop, though, is going to say no as Lava. Also going to be dead, and Arthur grabs himself, too.
Fred at Breon are, I think, thinking about Game 2 right now as things have just really not gone their way. Rotation over here is to take red, but not even to think about the Baron.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to help out. And Umti, he's
Look at how fast Chovy can clear massive waves like this. He is spotted.
Yeah, Moonlight Vigil comes down as well. He's going to take a lot of damage. He has Zhonya's available. Not going to utilize it just yet. Goes into it now as once again, the equalizer is there. He's going to flash to try and get himself out of the way as the Ornhorn is going to slow him just enough, but it's not going to be thrown back. As you can see, Hoya taking too much damage. Arthur gets towards the top side, doesn't do damage with his ultimate, but now they're corralling this bro roster as Delight is way too far away from this one. You've got the Dawning Shadow that comes in, shielding up everyone, but it is going to expire as now Arthur gets himself in. Henna eliminated. Lava suffers the same fate. Oh my goodness, Umpty getting taken down for a double kill now for this Camille, as Hoya wishes he could just bail over the side of this alcove, but I don't think Halma-Life actually know. Deft is going to spot him, and goodbye to the Ornn. Halma-Life, yeah, feels like this game may well be over.
Yeah, feels like it. Doesn't feel like any Kingslaying happening here for Fred at Breon in our first game, unfortunately.
That was a bit unfortunate for Stop, so decides not to go for this control ward, as now in goes Morgan. Umpty, he's trapped. And the man drop comes down all too easily. They lock down the jungler, but it might be jungle for jungle, which could be a good trade, but in he goes again as Equalizer comes down as well. Henna can't actually sit there and fight as Hoya not going to burn down to death just this time. As the Baron goes down, they are going to at least try and contest for this one, as Umpty is getting closer. Let's see whether Halma-Life are going to allow this one. Equalizer is still available. That's what we're going to be looking at as the Aphelios does deny the Mountain Soul, and now Vista has to go golden. Equalizer comes down, but it's not quite enough to stop the Gragas from going. Still burned to death is the Ornn, and in goes Morgan now. My god, the damage is just disgusting. Avoids the headbutt there with the Hextech Ultimatum as well, and stays alive. A double kill for Deft in the end. That's going to be the ace, and that will be the game. And I correct myself, it's a triple for Deft as the dust settles.
And let hell come to you, or are you going to take a fight? I mean, they tried to win that fight, you know, with a 4v2 start, trying to get that Drake advantage, but it's just not enough. And that's going to be the first map going to Halma-Life Esports.
Expertly snowballed by Halma-Life, making sure that they were playing to their win conditions the entire game. The Nexus falls down.
Can't be too harsh on them, at least not in this first game. But let's see if we can see some adjustments in that second game draft.
That's exactly right. Having a look at the post-game damage graph, yeah, it was all about Halma-Life Esports this game. Chovy, you didn't exactly have that god-tier scoreline or anything like that, but everyone had to make their way up that red carpet in order to get into these team fights, and you see, like, just ridiculous damage, almost doubling the output.
Welcome back everybody to the Analyst Desk, and it's a new week and a new patch for the LCK. And today we'll be joined by Tong and me, P3 and Gorilla. And this is Season with the translation. So since we're kicking off the first match, let's take a look at the draft to see if there's any update with the pick and ban. And this is the first time Tongyan is having this analyst set with Victoria, so let's take a look at the draft first. Halma-Life Esports is on a third match win streak, whereas Bro also took down Tam and Kia in the previous matches. So, what's your take on their pick and ban? Because we are having 11.2 patch in this match, and Senna was instantly locked in. I want to say this game was about Hana Life's preparation. They were able to dominate the opponents based on the work they did to prepare for this match. Hana Life was able to have a huge priority with this pick in the bottom lane. And I think Bro actually just lost the mind game around the bottom lane picks. Alistar's early pick was not that bad, but after that, they kind of was lost in the middle of their pick and ban. So they locked in Alistar, but as they saw Senna and Gragas up against themselves, well, they were not able to put up any fight up against those two comp because they were too strong during the laning phase. Senna, one of her weaknesses is that she cannot actually do much damage up against the tanks in the front line if the game gets longer, but that didn't really happen in this game, and Alistar was not the perfect fit for Bro to complete their comp. And Hana Life was also really smart with the way they played the map and harassing the mid laner with this Pantheon pick in the jungle. But the pick and ban didn't really decide the whole result of the match, but it indeed had a lot of influence for the game results. And we have some updates with the Senna itemization as well. But there was this moment where Alistar was able to take down Senna. So let's take a look at the highlights. Chobi goes in really aggressively and was able to almost kill Syndra, and then Vista comes up and looking for some kill, but she was able to actually flash away from the cask and live with a very low health. And let's take a look at Deft over here. Well, Deft on the bottom lane was looking for the snipe angle. His ult was up in 5 seconds, so he was looking at the sniper rifle scope, waiting for the perfect timing. And at that point of time, actually, he didn't have enough map awareness that Alistar and Aphelios was actually in a very close proximity looking for the kill onto Senna. So yeah, we just want to kind of give some more elaboration of why Deft just died down in the bottom lane by himself. And let's take a look at another highlight over here where Freddy Brion had too much weakness up against Hana Life's comp. So Bro oversteps in order to gain some vision in the jungle, but Hana Life was able to crawl Syndra, who doesn't have flash, into a very narrow lens scope. So Hana Life Esports got rid of Syndra with the Rumble's ultimate and also the Pantheon's ultimate. There was no way for her to survive that, and then Hana Life just easily won the following team fight. A very easy team fight for Hana Life Esports because they chose to fight in the best situation for them. They were utilizing their AoE ultimates, and also they crawled in the Bro players in a very narrow place. That was a perfect timing for them to open fight because Syndra's flash was down. Hana Life Esports was able to exert a lot of dominance on the Rift, and the player of the game will be Arthur on Pantheon. He was diving onto the opponent during every team fight, but he didn't die once in that game. And Arthur shows a very high proficiency on this pick throughout the LCK. The power, or maybe the characteristic of Hana Life, is that they always go all in once they start to fight. This can also be a weakness, but we can also say they are all on the same page, and they're really good at finding the perfect timing for them to kind of get the best result possible. Everything is also based on the draft. They managed to find a huge edge over the opponent. Arthur played really well, but also just Hana Life as a whole, they are now on a very nice run. Smooth sailing on the Rift. Perfect KDA and perfect POG vote going over to Arthur in this game. Freddy Brion is now moving on to game number 2, so maybe they should consider banning out Pantheon up against Hana Life. Now it's time to check out game number 2 to see if Hana Life Esports can get their longest winning streak of the team's history, or will Freddy Priam bring their Caspa memory back.